please leave a comment to Pat.
That's all true.
It's all true. That's absolutely true.
Hey, I've been there.
Yeah, I know you have.
So you've helped birth a cow? You've helped birth a cow?
Many times. Oh, yeah. And with a chain once in a while.
Couple more minutes.
Yeah. Tie the cow down.
Civil hate. He's hissing.
So, our next speaker knows about turning a troubled life around. He was born into poverty, raised by a single mom, and as a teenager, ran the streets of Nashville, Tennessee. The only thing that kept him out of jail was the U.S. Navy. After 4 years in the Navy, he entered college, obtained a degree in business administration, graduated from the Dale Carnegie course, joined Toastmasters International and the National Speakers Association. He really turned his life around. His speech this morning will focus on the positive power of doing. He says that in today's world, it's important to remember that action, not thinking, gets things done. Please welcome with a speech titled The Positive Power of Doing, Mr. Wayne Choate.
Well, Daryl, thank you very much for that very nice introduction, and good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning, and yes, indeed, Daryl, you're absolutely right. I want to talk this morning about the positive power of doing. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because I believe there's been a misconception, there's a confusion, there's a simulation, I guess, about the power of positive thinking. And so I want to talk about the positive power of doing. And I guess the best way I can get into my topic is to simply say to all of you, what the mind can conceive, you can achieve. You've heard that before, haven't you? You've heard that? And haven't you heard them say, these positive thinking speakers, haven't you heard them say, why, if you would just think big, you would be big. But you've heard that one too, right, Dan? Yeah, you've heard that? You heard that, Dana?
I've said it.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Toastmaster and ladies and gentlemen, I suspect everyone in this room has heard those affirmations before. I mean, how could you help but hear it? I bet you noticed the same thing that I have. Haven't you noticed that you can't hardly pick up a book, a CD, or go to a seminar anymore without hearing, seeing, and or reading something about this positive thinking stuff? And I don't know about all of you, but I am sick and tired of it. Sick and tired. I believe that if I have another speaker look me in the eye and say, Wayne, all you gotta do is just think it's so, and it'll be so. All you gotta do is think you're successful, and you'll be successful. All you gotta do is think you're gonna win the California lottery, and you'll win the California lottery. I believe if I have another speaker tell me that, I'm going to scream. You see, I've come to that age in life now where I understand and realize, and now I know, that many of these positive thinking speakers, many of these positive thinking writers, they have sold us a bill of goods. They have taken us down Primrose Lane. Truth is, they lied to all of us. Now, please don't misunderstand anything I'm saying here this morning. You see, I happen to believe that positive thinking is important. Truth is, I think is essential. But ladies and gentlemen, I have learned over the years, and Patty, you can tell by the color of this hair, there's been a lot of years. In fact, I had a friend of mine tell me just the other day, he said, Wayne, I hope you never live to be as old as you look. I know I'm an old man, but I have learned something over these years, and one of the things that I have learned is, I have learned that positive thinking, although it is important, although it is essential, I have learned that it's really just the start of a process that also includes a behavioral change that I like to call the positive power of doing. And I take a little time here today to talk a little bit about the positive power of doing, but first I have to tell you, I really have to let you know the real reason why I'm here today talking with you about it. I have to let you know why I have made this topic, this subject, something very important to me over the years. And that was because of a neighbor of mine. My neighbor's name was Bill. And Bill was very much wrapped up in all this positive thinking stuff. I remember Bill used to get up in the morning, he would sing in the shower. Bill used to play those positive thinking CDs. They would roll right through the neighborhood. Bill used to walk around, he'd puff out his chest, he'd say, "With the mind can conceive, you can." Bill walked up to me one time, looked me right in the eye, and he said, Wayne, if you would just think big, you would be big. Would any of you like to know why my neighbor Bill was unemployed? Would any of you like to know why Bill didn't have a job for almost 2 years? Bill never left his house. Bill never so much as filled out an employment application. I don't even think he ever made a phone call. You see, Bill was trapped. He was stuck. He was stalled in the thinking phase of this process. I remember one time I asked him, I said, Bill, how's the job hunt going? He said, well, I didn't go out this week. I just didn't feel like it. He told me one time, he says, you know, I'm going to wait till after the holidays. Yeah, after the holidays, I'll feel more like it. And so here this morning, allow me to talk with all of you about the positive power of doing, because I believe that we should spend less time thinking about what has to be done and more time just flat out doing it. I am persuaded that there's really only one way to accomplish anything in this life, and that is to start doing it and to keep doing it until you get it done. In fact, I believe it's easier. I really do. I believe it's easier to act yourself into good thinking than it is to think yourself into good action. Now, I know that flies in the face of a lot of conventional self-help litany. You know, that litany that says all you got to do is think it so and it'll be so. But if anyone, at my age today, if anyone were to walk up to me, look me in the eye and say, what the mind can conceive, you can achieve, and if they don't mention the part that behavior plays in it, well, then I think they're leaving something very, very important out. Does that make sense to all of you? Mm-hmm. You agree with that? Well, let me just bring my message around the mountain. Let's see if I can drive home my point by telling you I'm going to send you out of this room with 4 little ideas, 4 little suggestions, 4 recommendations that I think would help any individual in this book, in this room, accomplish more, do more, be more, and gain more respect from your peers than you've ever dreamed possible. 4 little ideas. I like to call them life lessons. I've lived a long life, and I can pass on these life lessons to you because people tell me I reached that age in life where I have chronological credibility. Chronological credibility. 4 little ideas for you to think about. If you're writing these down, this will be number 1. The first life lesson I'll pass on to you is always do what you say you're going to do. Don't you know there's only 3 people in 10 that can really fit into that category? There's only 3 people in 10 that would actually return a phone call, respond to an email. There's only 3 people in 10 who can be counted on to always do what they say they're going to do. There's only 3 people in 10 who have adopted a philosophy that says this: if I ever tell you that I want to do something, and if I don't do it, you better check the obituaries. That's the kind of attitude that will separate you from the losers in this life and let you fly with the winners. First idea, first life lesson is do what you say you're going to do. The second idea I'll pass on to you is do what you say you're going to do when you said you were going to do it. You see, Darrell, as I look back on my long life, I can remember on a number of occasions individuals telling me, say, yeah, Wayne, yeah, I'm going to do it. But they put a little tagline on it. You've heard it before. They say, yeah, Wayne, I'm going to do it when I get around to it. You've heard that before, haven't you, Bill? Going to do it when you get around to it. Here's what I've discovered. As I look back on my life, almost without exception, those individuals who applied that little tagline to their comment, they were just building in an excuse, a rationale, a justification for not doing what they said they were going to do. And let's face it, we can't put things off until tomorrow. Don't you know that tomorrow doesn't exist? If I were to put it into financial terms, I'd have to tell you that yesterday's a canceled check. Tomorrow's a promissory note. The only legal tender we have is today, only now is negotiable. And never forget this very day will too soon be a long, long time ago. So the first life lesson is do what you say you're going to do, join the winners in life. Life lesson number 2, do it when you say you're going to do it. And the third life lesson, and this is so important, don't miss this one. The third life lesson is to do it even when you don't even feel like it. You see, this is where I believe those positive thinking speakers were able to get us all to buy into that lie. You see, whenever we attend their seminars or read their books or listen to their CDs, boy, do we feel good, don't we? Boy, are we inspired. Well, we can hardly wait until we can put all of that into action, but something weird happens at night. At night, when we put our head on our pillows, those winds of procrastination and temptation start blowing in. And by morning, when we put our feet out on a cold, cold floor, I'll promise you this. I promise you that feeling, that inspiration, that motivation that those speakers have given you will have left you. No, I say if you want to get ahead in this life, if you want to accomplish more, do more, be more, and gain more respect from your peers, you have to first of all do what you say you're going to do it when you say you're going to do it, and do it even when you don't even feel like it. And the fourth and final life lesson I'll pass on to you is that I have found out that positive thinking, although it is important, although it is essential, I have learned that it's really just the start of a process that also includes a behavioral change that I like to call the positive power of doing. Would you promise me you'll remember that? Nobody knows what a pleasure it is to have had the opportunity to share these life lessons with you. And let me just close with one little wish. I made it from the bottom of my heart. Here's my closing wish, and then my speech is done. May you always be blessed with the gift of dissatisfaction and divine discontent. May you have an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and an appetite for self-improvement that knows no satisfaction. May you always consider life as your greatest gift and positive doing as your finest art. May you always think your best, live your noblest, and love your fullest. May the hinges of friendship never rust. And may the wings of love never lose a feather. And finally, until you and I come together again, I pray that you'll take this message, apply it to your life, your Toastmaster career, your business career, your family life, and the next time we meet, it's my prayer that you'll be able to say to me, I've accomplished more, I've done more, I've gained more respect for my peers because of the positive power of doing. Mr. Toastmaster.
Just like that.
Please leave a comment for Wayne.
Very good.
George, can I get a timer's report?
Do over speeches.
Yes, Gina, 7 minutes and 8